definitely a big part of college is about meeting people, networking, and forming new bonds and having these lively interactions. So that's amazing. So someone else.
Hello everyone, I'm Aditya, I'm from the CSE department. When it comes to expectations from college, I'll frame this as my hopes from college. My first hope is that it gets better than this, because with online classes, stuck in the four walls of your room, it's quite a pain. And as Prakritishwaran said that during JE preparation, we were promised a fun college life, and right now we are stuck in front of screens, listening to professors drone on for 3 to 4 hours every morning. Sometimes it stretches to 6 hours. Those are the worst days. So yeah, I hope that it gets better, and my expectations, meeting new people, learning new things, and yeah, that's about it.
So I do think things get better because as a person who has been in online class for a long time and has gone to, college for like 2 months, I'll tell you things do get better, but maybe not in the way you would expect. So yeah. Next, anybody else has any college to-do lists?
You guys would have heard some rumors about the campus, right? You have this in campus, you have that in campus. You want to do something over there?
The most talked about thing is the stone benches. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's where I was coming to.
Comes up everywhere.
Yeah, so you guys have something else, like to-do list. You want to do this?
For example, for me, before going to college, my to-do list was to like see a first day, first show movie with friends and scream my throats out. So do you guys have anything like that?
I think like one of
Actually,
my
I think
I wished for it the most like during college, I think with my friends, going on cycle rides, but at night. But I don't think that will be possible here given our curfew timings and stuff. But like, yeah, let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
You can miss curfew for a day. You can just sign in the latest. It's fine. It's worth it.
A few of my seniors told that they get reported or something, like they have to write a letter or something if they get if they get late or something. So I don't want to take that risk at all.
Yeah, I mean curfew is a little bit I mean you feel bad. I'll be honest, you will feel bad about it. Yeah. So
Anything else, guys?
I think one of my to-do lists for college was always like going somewhere far and like getting your own stuff shit together. Like we are like pulling your stuff together, staying in a hostel.
Yes,
Like
you'll
having a
definitely
routine and
learn
stuff.
that
I
in
think,
NITT.
like one of the things I was looking, like the one of the things I even like wanted to go to a college that was a little bit further from home was to experience that. But like now we are here.
I mean hostels are like really fun.
Yeah, hostel is something I'm really excited about because I've never been to hostel before. So I think it'll be a new experience.
Yes. It's gonna have its own fair amount of perks and negatives. You'll definitely enjoy it. On the whole, it's gonna be a memorable journey. Yeah.
Hostel is one of the most important parts of college life. So yeah, I agree.
So yeah. Anything else, guys? So is that it? Okay, so I would hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nida, and she would be explaining about some general stuff about Toastmasters. So yeah.
So okay. So Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. Our mission is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders, and our tagline says, where leaders are made. But you may wonder how a public speaking club makes good leaders. You will find the answer to that question by the end of the session. Headquartered in Angelwood, the organization has more than 16,200 clubs in 145 countries, with clubs grouped into different levels. We have 3 such Toastmasters club in NITT Trichy, and within each club there are active Toastmaster members, and a few of them get elected to ExCom roles, whose responsibility it is to steer and improve the club from the back end. As you people may already know, we have weekly meetings in an organized manner with the members taking on different roles. There are a variety of roles with a different takeaway from each role. Not everyone gives a speech in a meeting. If you guys have attended an induction briefing, you might have an idea about how a meeting proceeds. For people who missed that, we would like to run you through a meeting procedure.
Okay, so as Toastmaster Nida rightly pointed out, not every member in a Toastmaster club gives a speech every meet. So it's obviously not possible. So what we have is like a kind of a structure that we follow for every meet, where there are multiple role takers and they have different responsibilities that would aid the process of this meeting and will help them as well as other members of the club. So for example, every meet, there would be definitely a few members, like say 2 or 3 members who would give a prepared speech. So if they are giving a prepared speech and to help them out with how they can work on it, we definitely have our speech evaluators. So a speaker would have a particular speech evaluator. So one prepared speaker and one evaluator. And then we also have roles like that of a timer and that of a grammarian and a listener and an R counter or a filler word counter. So these are people who are on the watch throughout the meeting, and they point out, the grammarian points out the positives and the negative uses of grammar in our meetings. And the timer keeps a track of the time and schedules the prepared speeches, and he lets us know if we have gone past the time or if we are running if we are under our time limit or something like that. And then you have the R counter and the filler word counter who literally counts every R or a filler word that you use in your speech, and they let us know that you've used so and so filler words and what can you do to prevent that. And then you have the listener who is keenly listening to the entire meet and every single thing that you tell. And all of this would be converted into a fun quiz or a gaming session towards the end, where you would get to answer all the questions and you would get to show off your listening skills there. So there are people like this who take roles like this. And also there are the regular speakers and the evaluators. And apart from that, you also have the general evaluator who evaluates the entire flow of the meeting and who evaluates every single role taken by the member in that meeting, and they give a comment on that. And more than anything, you have the Toastmaster of the day. Basically, the meeting is hosted by the Toastmaster of the day. He or she brings up the theme for the meeting, and they tell us what the meeting is going to look like. He or she can alter the flow of the meeting, and they can tweak with the structure and make it fun. We can have a movie night meeting, or we can have a game night meeting, or something like that. So that meeting is hosted by the Toastmaster of the day. So these are the various roles that we have in our meeting. And every member more or less gets to take a role every meet, and they get to participate in the meeting. So yeah, so as I said, each and every role in the meeting has a takeaway for you, and it's also going to help other members in the club. So this is how we make sure that all our members are on track and they're able to reach their milestones on time. And other than that, one important aspect of Toastmasters is that you get to participate in contest. So you might wonder, what contest am I talking about? So as Nida rightly pointed out, Toastmasters is an international organization, and we have clubs in over 150 countries around the world. And even in NITT, we have around 3 clubs. Okay, so how contests usually happen is they happen in levels. That is, you have the humorous speech contest, you have the evaluation contest, you have the international speech contest, and you have a table topics contest. So all of these contests, they start at the club level. You deliver your speech and you compete among your club members. And then you would go to an area level So area is basically a union of 3 or 4 clubs. And then you go to the division level, which is again a combination of 3 or 4 areas. And then you go to a district level, which is a combination of multiple divisions. And then you go to regional level, which is again a combination of different districts. And you go to the international level finally. So these are the levels that we have in a Toastmasters contest. And it is extremely difficult, it is extremely fun, and it's extremely enriching to take part in these contests, be it any preferable genre of yours, be it the humorous speech contest or the ISC international speech contest or the table topics contest. All of them are going to be very enriching, and you're going to have a lot of takeaway from these contests, because it's not just about going and winning, it's also getting to hear so many new speakers from around the world, and you would have different perspectives, you'd have different strategies, different tips and tricks that you can improve and work on yourself. So this is, again, one major bonus that Toastmaster gives you. And other than that, there is also another aspect of Toastmasters, that is inside our club, we have something called the executive committee, or we call it the EXCOM. So this EXCOM consists of 7 members who take up roles like the president, vice president membership, vice president education, vice president public relations, and so on. There are multiple roles. So the EXCOM is also very much part of the club. They are a normal member of the club with some added responsibilities. So what you people can do is people can volunteer for these roles, and you can work on your leadership skills by taking up these responsibilities when you become a part of this club. So this is another wonderful opportunity that Toastmaster gives you to work and enrich your leadership skills. And also, I would also like to tell you, this EXCOM positions don't just end with your club level. Even these could be extended to the area, division, district, regional, and the international level. So one day, if you really are interested and if you work hard, you can even sit at the International Toastmaster EXCOM. So even that is possible. You could sit in US and head the entire Toastmasters. So that is also possible. So your scope for your growth and your the potential this club provides is infinite. You would definitely keep learning from new things and new opportunities that come in your way every now and then. So that's why Toastmasters and how we make leaders here, and good public speakers as well. So yeah, I hope you guys have got a rough idea, but I'm sure this is too much for all of you to take in one prep talk or whatever 2 minutes I've spoken for. So it's difficult for you guys to understand all that. So definitely I would suggest that you guys come and attend our meetings, because if you attend our weekly meetings, the links are going to be on our Insta page and FB also, I guess. So you can come and attend the meetings. So you would at least have a very clear picture about how our meetings proceed, how the meeting procedure goes on. So yeah, so that's it for Toastmasters on the whole. Yeah, back to Toastmaster Nida.
So before we proceed to the next session, I would like to point out that Toastmaster Harshidaa has won many awards in contests, especially humorous contests and evaluation contests. She was the first in the area level humorous speech contest. So yeah, she's a pro.
Thank you so much. But yeah, we have contest winners and all of that from all batches of our club. So definitely we would look forward for contest winners from your batch also. So yeah, all of you guys can do it, and do take up all the opportunities and participate in everything. Yes.
Okay. So before we, start with the next main topic, I would like to ask you guys about your experiences with public speaking. Like maybe it was just a small experience where you had to unmute your mic in a class meeting and give your answer, but you were like shivering by the end of it, or any such experience which you may have had with public speaking or leadership.
If you're talking about experiences regarding public speaking, then I guess my experience dates back to the induction briefing that the Toastmasters Club had. So basically, it was the table topic session, right? And because of Geetanjali's, I'm sure you guys remember, because of her energy, like all of us were really hyped basically in order to say our speeches, I think I did fairly well because I think one of the skills I have is that I can fake confidence really well. So like I may not be confident, obviously, I may be shitting bricks, but like at that particular point in time, I can fake confidence really well. And since confidence is basically 90% faking it, I think I did fairly well over there. So that was my experience with public speaking, faking confidence, but I think it worked fairly well then.
I think yes, faking confidence is a good tip you can give to people who are going to speak in a public platform. Yeah. So yeah, Harshida, do you want to say anything?
No, I just want to hear from them. Like you have some other experiences, guys. Even if it was a bad experience, it's fine. We would like to hear it and learn from what you learned from that.
Anything, maybe like speaking in a group, not only like in a stage as such, but maybe just
My experience mostly was in like school days, not of course in 11th and 12th. But before that, I used to take part in a lot of speech competitions, and like debating was one of my hobbies. So I take part in almost every debate competition that came. So that was my experience with public speaking.
You look like my first year self. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Anything else,
Hi
guys?
everyone. My name is Devadev Sujat, and my experience, if I would say, I mean, I don't have much experience in public speaking as such, but then like during school days, especially 11th and 12th, we used to have these speech competitions where maybe roughly around 30 to 40 students would be there, and pretty much that's the only experience I've had. The only thing about public speaking is the preparation, like the before before we actually go in front of the crowd, the few like 2 to 3 days before that, we need to prepare a speech. You have to come up with that. Then we need to, sometimes we look at the mirror and we try practicing how do we look in front of the people, and are we, do we is our hand shivering or anything, all this stuff. But I don't know, like once we actually talk, like once our speech is done, that is the time you feel satisfied. You feel like you conquered your fear and you've come up there, and that is the satisfaction you basically get. And I'm even right now I'm pretty scared. Like Aditya said, faking confidence is actually one of the key concepts that you need to follow before public speaking. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I think these three answers covered up the main aspects of public speaking. One was faking confidence, the other one was preparation, and the third one was what Nilashini said about giving as many debates or speeches as much as possible so as to conquer that fear of public speaking. So, anybody else has any experiences? Like for me, actually, my experiences before Toastmasters were very bad, I might say. I mean, listening to your experiences about how you improved was really, yeah, it's nice.
You guys already look like you're pros in it. So yeah, go ahead, Jitin.
Yeah, my main experience with Toastmasters would be my time in Gals Club, like a mini Toastmasters club it is. So speeches and evaluations were fine and fun, but when they used to call for table topics, the time you get up from your seat and go to the stage is the only time you have to prepare. It used to be so terrifying, and for some reason my counselor had fun in picking me all the time to see me there, stand up there and stutter. I mean, get very tensed. And so I used to be put on the spot a lot. I haven't improved in that, and that's what I look forward to improving through these workshops and club and stuff.
Definitely. Today's session is in fact exclusively about table topics. So we could probably share some strategies and tricks probably that might work. And yes, definitely practice would also improve and it will definitely show results in the end. Yeah. Sanjana, you want to say something?
Yeah, my experience was I participated in National Children's Science Congress. Over there, we used to make projects and then present it before a panel of judges. So I used to prepare for it before, nearly the speeches used to be nearly for 8 minutes, and then we present it before the panel of judges. So the time we get up from our place, then we go before a mic, we just check whether it's working or not. Everything like it goes on we shiver for a lot. We shiver a lot. And then once we start with our introduction and then we move on, it flows however we practiced. But those moments, like I cherish for it or always. I cherish those moments always. Like everything is part of or every experience is part of our life. So yeah, I like them the most. I look forward for all those experiences now also.
That's beautifully said because, as you said, everything is worth it in the end. That rising heartbeat before you start the speech, and then you go like, "I've got it, I've got it," and in the end, when you get that applause, it's all worth it. Yes, that's beautiful.
I have one experience. Hello, Toastmasters. Yeah, I'm Lakshmi from Architecture Department. I'm currently in my first year. So when I was in my school, I participated. There was a public speaking competition conducted by the Hindu. So there were so many levels for it. For the first level was the school level, and that they gave us on the spot topic. We had to talk on it for about 1 to 2 minutes. I was so nervous for it. Like I had content for the topic. I prepared it on the spot, but still I was so nervous. But I did it. At the end, I did it, and that gave me confidence to go to the next level. And I went till district level, and I was runner up at that time due to a few points. Yeah, but that gave me some kind of confidence, and I can achieve something in the future. And like I participated in many debates and other elocution competition, which made me to go until there. Thank you.
That's amazing because it was right. Just that one step that you take, and it's difficult the first time, but once you do it, it becomes kind of an addiction. You want to do it more and more and more. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
that's right. I get it. That's totally true.
If I could add on to this, like Lakshi said, like she had all these competitions in her school. So like up till 10th grade, even I used to take part in, elocutions and stuff, like to the whole district level. I went till the district level and stuff. But after that, after 11th and 12th, my confidence and all my skills started plummeting. And recently I had a presentation to give in our physics lecture, and the whole everything was there in front of me, and I stuttered and I stuck. So that was a very horrifying moment for me personally, because I was never like that. So the 2 years gap of like just digging into books was like really really bad, and like it affected me in a very bad way. So that's what I look forward to, especially when I saw that today's topic is about impromptu speaking. It's something, I want to get better at. So yeah, like I look forward to it.
Yeah, sure. As as she rightly said, because all these skills you don't gain it overnight, right? You've been working on it, say from your 6th grade till your 10th grade. You were speaking from occasions after occasions. You go, you deliver speeches, and one fine day you say goodbye to that. We kind of lose all those things that we've polished on and we've kept ready. So it would definitely take us time, but once we start working on it, we can definitely go back to that level where we were, and we could even improve further. So that's definitely possible, and all that it takes is just for you guys to like participate and be open to taking up opportunities that come by your way. So anything else, guys?
Hey everyone, I'm Umang. You can
I
hear
have
me.
one.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, I heard 2 people speak. You guys can go like
Go on. I'll skip going.
I'm not able to find out who's speaking.
Uh,
Yeah,
actually,
okay.
I spent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Vibha.
Yeah, Viva. Yeah.
Actually, in 11th and 12th, I spent like an unhealthy amount of time doing Model UNs and Asian PED and stuff. And I think my one takeaway is that when you go to debates and stuff that are like Model UN, you can research and go, and your first couple of speeches will be smooth sailing. But it's when you get to rebuttals and stuff that you have to think on the spot and think really fast and speak. So that's something like I learned, and that was something that really like that's what gave me the adrenaline to keep like going that moment when like someone's asking you a question against your topic and you need to answer like on the spot.
That's true. That's very true because debates and rebuttals have its own kick, and I'm sure to a certain extent, table topics can give you that kick. Yeah. So Umang, you were saying something.
Yeah, hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry
Hi.
for camera. I'm in kind of embarrassing background, so please
That's
use
okay.
mic. So, I sort of have a lot of experience, I guess, in public speaking. Like after 12, we few of my friends in our locality started a group, used to go in schools and interact with a lot of students. Just something is interact with a lot of students and guide them, of course. So one thing I just really like is I like to put myself in a situation where I don't prepare at all. Like I just go in front of mic preparing nothing, and I just love the face of people just judging me when I'm like stuttering in between, or but I don't have any words to speak. So I don't know if I'm good at impromptu, but I guess I just love that thrill of not thinking of words at the point or something like that. So yeah, that's it.
That's amazing, Umang. Um, Nida, you have something to say?
No, I guess we can continue the session.
Yeah, so it looks like all of you guys are pretty excited and all of you guys want to come and speak and try out the table topics. So we'll quickly start with that. So I'll hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nida so that she can give you some general tips that you can keep in mind before you go onto the stage to give a table topics or a prepared speech.
So the table topic session in Toastmasters helps you improve your spontaneity and your skill to deliver impromptu speeches without, panicking. It is probably one of the most fun sessions of a meeting also, and also one where you can have great takeaways. The benefits of being an expert at table topics are unlimited, be it becoming a better conversationalist or thinking on your feet in job interviews or even inspiring crowds. Your impromptu speaking skills would save the day if you know the right waves. So I'll give you a few tips, a few general tips that you can use before giving an impromptu speech, which will, help you calm your nerves and give a good speech. The first one I would say is not to panic. As Aditya and Devadev actually said, you can fake confidence, and also, if possible, you just stop caring about table topics. See, everyone in the audience, especially in our Toastmasters meeting, you know that a lot of people in the audience have been in your position and they know what it feels like to be, standing in front of everybody and thinking of a completely new topic. So the effort to volunteer and try out in table topics is what actually matters. So first point is do not panic. Second, buy time. So, in Toastmasters, when we give out a topic, we give a 30 seconds buffer so that people have time to structure their speech. But even elsewhere, where you are, asked to talk in front of a group of people, you can always ask for a few seconds to prepare before speaking. The third point I would like to say is to draw on your experiences. The easiest and quickest tactic to conquer TT is to draw on your experiences. If there's an incident that strikes your mind when you think of the topic, go with it, because personal experiences have this power that other kind of speeches may not, because it has a better impact on the audience. The next tip would be to be eccentric by doing anything that will grab your audience's attention. So there are a lot of speeches in YouTube that you can refer to where the people start off by doing completely, weird things, but that lets you grab onto your audience's attention. So you can deliver your speech in character or deliver as an unexpected or contrarian argument. By doing this, you can grab your audience's attention and free yourself from the constraints of a conventional approach. You can put your creativity to use to give a better TT. The fifth point would be to know how to stop. So instead of recapping your entire speech and main points, maybe you can end it with a quote or an open-ended question before handing it over to the table topics master, who is basically the host of the table topic session. The next tip I would like to give is when we do not know what to talk about a given topic. When you have a topic which you do not know absolutely anything about, what you do is you use that topic to slightly switch over to another topic in a philosophy, which could be a philosophical way of the given topic. For example, if you have been given a topic about investing, you can start saying whatever little bit that you know about investing, and maybe you can talk about if risks are worth the reward, which is a philosophical way of going from the investing to the another topic about which you know. And the last point which I would like to give is, and it is the most important point in doing any impromptu speeches, is to keep practicing, is to keep doing table topics. So as you do, you learn to conquer your fear and you realize that you will be doing good. So those are the 7 points. First is do not panic. Second, take your time to think and structure the speech. 3, include your own experiences or incidents that it could be made up incidents as well. 4th one, be eccentric. 5th, know how to stop. 6th, when you do not know what to talk about a given topic, slightly switch over to a philosophical or another topic. And the 7th one is to keep doing table topics as much as possible. With these, I would like to hand it over to Harshidaa to give you a more detailed aspect on how to structure your table topics.
Thank you, Nida. So yeah, so now we are going to talk about how to structure your content for the table topic. So this, what Nida was speaking about was in general, how to prepare yourself for the action. But now what exactly to speak, how to prepare your content for it. So as you guys know, like every topic is different and there is no one sure short way to deal with a topic. So there has to be multiple strategies, and we've put together a bunch of strategies for you guys. So I would like to go through these strategies in a fun way, in a quick game that we can play. So I would explain the strategy to you guys one at a time. I'd give a very detailed explanation to a strategy, and it would be really great if any one of you can volunteer after that, and I'll give you a topic and you can try and apply that strategy to the particular table topic and I've given, and you can try and deliver a speech. It's okay if you didn't get it, it's totally fine. Just try to apply that particular strategy and the topic that I've given, and we can go with the speech. Yeah. So I'll quickly share my screen. Yeah, so I guess my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
Yeah. So the first strategy that we could use, probably on almost all the table topic that we have, we could use this one. So this strategy is called PREP, P-R-E-P, which stands for point, reason, example, and point. That is, when you're given a table topic, you first point out, that is, you first reiterate on the topic, and then you reason out as to why you stand for it or against it or whatever it is. And then you state an example to substantiate your reason. And then again, you conclude by pointing out what you've said. This is pretty simple, right? I would like to hear some yes or no or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds simple.
Yeah. So do any of you guys want to take up a question? Yeah. Shall I give a table topic? Are any of you guys interested to volunteer?
Yes.
Avantika?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shall I give you the topic?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Life is 10% of what happens to you, and 90% of how you react to it. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. You can go ahead and take 30 seconds and then you can start speaking.
So can I?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
So I completely agree with the statement that life is 10% of what it is and 90% how you react with it. This can be illustrated with a particular example that we people tend to sometimes overthink on the situations, and if we are like if we want to deliver something in the right direction, we tend to overthink, and because of which we deliver something else. And at that particular stage, we are not able to deliver what we are trying to say. In this situation, our confidence also matters a lot, and uh, at the same time, it's all about that how we are delivering our things. So maximum times we feel that what we are trying to deliver or what we are trying to say is up to the mark, but but yet it's like we are not able to go ahead with the things. So it's like 10 to 20% of the things what we are doing, and 90% of the things are like we always tend to make the things overrated at times. So that's what.
Thank you so much, Avantika. So that was beautifully said, and I'm sure you used the prep strategy that we discussed about also. So as she rightly illustrated it, you point out the statement and you reason it, and then you give an example to substantiate it, and you again conclude by reiterating on the point. So that was the first one. I am sure it was a pretty easy and simple one that we can keep in our mind and use that for almost all the table topics. So now we'll go to the second one. So yeah, the second one is called the pendulum method. So in this method, the topic usually looks like that of a debate topic. But then here you're not going to debate on it. You're going to give a speech. It's not going to be a debate. But then you have the opportunity to look at it from two different angles. So then what you can do is you state one side of the argument and you explain your view. And then you swing to the other side and you point out that as well. And then you can choose any one and conclude your point with that. So just like a pendulum, you swing to one side and then you swing to the opposite side, and then you stick to something and come to a conclusion in the end. So this is the pendulum method. So usually topics that have two dimensions to it, you can use it. So something like is reservation having a positive impact on our education system? So you can go ahead by stating what are the positive inclusive impacts it has and what are the negative impacts it has. And also you can draw things from both the side and you can give a conclusion as to what are the changes that we can make in our existing system to make things better for our future generation. Yeah. So I guess you got the example. So now can we have someone to volunteer?
Can I volunteer for this?
Yeah, that's great, Vibha. So your topic is, do you think it's important to have a New Year resolution? Do you think it's important to have a New Year resolution?
All right. Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
Right now is to have a it has a pros and cons. So we start with the pro. Why would it be important for someone to have a New Year's resolution? Well, frankly speaking, it's very difficult for us in today's day and age to commit to some have marks our journey to become a better human being, to becoming the best version of ourselves, can really help us like prepare for to it and make sure everything is in example. And I say I'm going to study at 5 o'clock, but I haven't got my books ready by 5. I'm going to waste time and I'm not going to start studying at all. That's what New Year offers us. It offers you a D-Day for you to start becoming a better human being. And it helps a lot of people get their life together and get their stuff together. So that's one pro. But there's the flip side to this is that you don't need a New Year's resolution to be a better human being. You can start right now. The problem with having a is that a lot of us are also we say okay, not today, not today, not today, and when it suddenly is December 31st and you have to start tomorrow, it's the same mentality that's going to play into your behavior, and you're not going to be able to act on all of these visions you've had for yourself. So while New Year's Day can be a good time for everyone to start being better human beings, it shouldn't be we shouldn't be limiting ourselves to this day, because we can make whatever changes we want to. Thank you.
That was amazing, Toastmaster Vibha. So as she rightly illustrated, you talk about both the sides. You talk about one side of the argument and the other side of the argument, and then you derive a conclusion from it. So that was a beautiful illustration by her. Yeah, so I guess all of you guys have gotten this idea. So let's go to the third one. So the third strategy is called the balance method. So this is where you take a stand in some tricky topics. Say it's not possible for you to go yes or no to this, but then say it's quite a controversial topic and you have a different ideology to it. It's neither left nor right. You have a gray path in the middle and you want to take that one. So that's when you go for this balance method. So here you don't go for the argument or for against the argument. You just take a different stand altogether and you explain your view, and then you derive a conclusion from your view. So this is this method. It's quite confusing. I understand that. So probably I would say I'll give you an example. Say there is a topic like where it's asked, would you rather be a politician or would you be a political person? That is a person, an ignorant person with no political opinion at all. So say if this is the topic that's given to you, you can probably take a middle stand and say it's for a normal man, it's not necessary to be a politician. At the same time, not be completely ignorant about politics, but they can they can have enough understanding for them to make informed decisions through elections and other activities that normal citizens have to do. Probably you can take a middle path like that, and you can explain your point and conclude on it. So I hope I have made this thing clear. So yeah, the balance method. So any of you guys want to volunteer? So we have quite a interesting topic for this. So if you guys would like to volunteer.
I think I'll try it out. Why not, I guess.
That's great, Aditya. So would you be a religious person or an atheist?
Okay, so should I begin?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So would I be a religious person or an atheist? Now, I'm not actually going to answer this question for obvious reasons, but attempting to provide a balanced view, I think if I was given, hypothetically at the beginning of life, I'm given a choice. I'm given a choice. Do you want to be religious? Do you not want to be religious? I think the question comes down to where your morals lie. Morals for a lot of people are actually based on religion. You could say that a lot of people who do good in the world, they only do so because the religion tells them to do so. And I think that is not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to religion, because if in the end something is making a positive impact on society, no matter the motives, you might as well follow that. And as for being an atheist, you should have the freedom to follow your life however you want to, and not how a book that was written a couple thousand years ago tells you to live your life. And as for the morals of an atheist, you do not necessarily need to be religious in order to be in order to have some morals. In fact, I think in atheism, someone who has good morals in life and is an atheist, I think there's a certain thing to be admired about that person, in the sense that they do not expect anything to come back to them from their morals, as in how they treat others. So that is my view. Though that is not my view. That is, I'm not going to tell you my view on this, but that is a balanced view on would I be a religious or would I be an atheist.
Thank you, Aditya. So that was again wonderfully illustrated. You gave us both the sides of the talk, and you told us why you want to take a middle path and why you chose that. So that's amazing. So I guess we've understood that technique as well. So the next one is gonna be this is called a light bulb method. Probably the method that we are going to use the most when we are sitting for placements during our GDs and PIs. So this method is quite self-explanatory in itself. Like when you're given a problem statement, an answer strikes and you go like, this is the problem statement, this is the cause, and here is the solution, I have it for you. So that's how you tackle this kind of a question. So I guess it's quite self-explanatory in itself. So I would like you guys to take over, and I would like to give my example. And if you guys volunteer, we can go ahead with it. Anyone, guys? So it's just gonna be a problem statement. My question is gonna be like a problem statement.
I'll go for it.
That's great. That's great. So the topic is brain drain is a pressing issue.
Excuse me, what?
Brain drain. That is a lot of educated Indians in our country. They take higher education from here and they go to the US or the Europe and they start working there. So basically, their brains are used for MNCs in other countries, and it's not helping our economy in any way. Right. So we are losing all those good minds. Say almost all the IITians and NITians are going to go abroad and they're going to settle over there, working for some other country, paying taxes for them. They are not going to help India or our nation in any way. So that is the topic. So do you have something in mind? Shall we go ahead with this, or should we think of another topic?
I'm so sorry. No, could you just repeat the topic again? I actually got disconnected in between. I'm extremely sorry.
Okay.
The
topic is about brain drain and how it is an issue in our country. That is, almost all the educated, highly educated Indians, say from IITs and NITs, they prefer to go and work abroad, serve some MNC over there and work for a different nation and pay taxes over there. So all those good brains, which our country has put effort in educating and giving them higher education for, all that effort is going to waste. They are going to go and serve some other nation. not helping our economy in any way. So how can you tackle that issue?
Okay, just 10 seconds. Let me just think.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So the topic is what brain drain. So the problem, the root of the problem is basically our country itself. I mean, we have the brains in our country, but the problem is not all of them are, they're not rewarded for what they do. Because let's say as Indians, I mean, this is not an offensive thing or anything, but I'm just saying, as Indians, most of the time we tend to be much more intelligent. That's how the people they perceive us as Indians they see us as the more intelligent species as compared to all the other like US or all the other abroad people other than Indians. But the thing is that in India, we, as I told you before, we are not rewarded at all. So let's say, for example, a software engineer, an average placement for a software engineer in our country is around 16 to 20 lakh or something. And once whereas we take US as an example, they give around let's say 165 to 200 USD as their annual salary. Now, and okay, if you check the expense ratio, the US is around 5 times more. I mean, their expense, their expense is actually 5 times more as compared to India. So in a way, both of the salary ratios might be same, but the perks, added advantages that the US people get is they have a lot of other beneficiaries. Like, let's say, not only are they rewarded with the salary, but how do I put this? Let's say, okay, let's say a company car. Okay, in India, most of the companies, they do not provide this offer. I don't know why, but most of the companies, they do not give the company car an allowance as such, or even if they do provide it, there are some political things going on within that as well. Like, let's say they do provide you, they provide you a car, and I'm not taking any brand name as special, but let's say they provide you some particular brand, and the reason why they provide this would be because the PM has some kind of link with the company which produces those cars. Whereas in the US, you don't actually come across such situations most of the time. I'm not saying like they do not do this. Most of the time, we do not come across this. So if India could, in a way, reward their people and appreciate their people in the way the US government does, then at the end of the day, our brain would not be drained outside outside our country. Rather, it would be drained for our country itself. And I guess that is a solution we could have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dev. And that was a wonderful explanation, illustration that we had for this method. So a light bulb method where you have a problem statement and you illustrate, you talk about the causes and then you give a solution to that problem. So we have the next method. So the next method is the timeline method. So this is possibly one of the easiest methods because as even Nida pointed out, the best way to tackle a table topic is by giving your own stories. So you can say this happened in the past and I'm dealing with this in the present and I would look forward for this in the future or something like that. Yeah, so it's probably the easiest method. You can quote something from the past and something from the present and what do you look forward in the future. So you could tackle certain table topics in this way as well. So, and again, I'm not going to be giving an example for this because this is one of the most easiest topics that I have for today. So any of you guys want to volunteer, I will give you the topic and I'm sure it's going to be very easy.
Yeah, you're saying it's easy, then I guess I'll go with it.
Yeah, Atif. Yeah. So the topic that I have for you is, what was your biggest fear in life?
Biggest fear? Okay, I guess I'll take my time and then I'll come back. Okay, so I guess I'll go. So basically, when I was young, I had a really huge fear of heights. Like till now, I'm scared of heights, but then it's a bit less now. So basically, I start with a story. So my parents are really fond of visiting hill stations. So when I lived in Tamil Nadu for some time, and then we used to go to Munnar and Kodaikanal quite regularly. So if anyone who doesn't know about the destination, so basically the road to the top of this hill station is really, really, really scary. I mean, even if you're an experienced driver, you should just witness the driver changing gears, like going from one to first to second to third, and then back to first. It's like it you'll be shitting your pants. I'm telling you. So I already have a fear of heights. So basically, one time when we are going, I guess I was in first grade. So like I think there was a rock had fallen on the road, and so because of that there was a 30-minute pileup. So this story is about 13 years old, but still I remember this like it was yesterday. So because of that we had to wait for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, standing like totally beside a cliff without any barricade or anything. Because if you have been to a hill station, you know like there is no barricade at all and like no safety harness. So yeah, that was a really scary incident which I had. So coming now, so I live in a pretty tall building now. I'm on the 17th floor actually. So now I've quite gotten used to the heights, seeing the skylines every day. So yeah.
That's great, Atif. And as you were narrating your story, all of us were enjoying it more than anything, because that's the impact your personal stories can have on others. Because all of us are curious to know what someone else has done in his or her life. So that's quite amazing. So that was the timeline method: past, present, and the future. So the next method is going to be we have the zoom method. So this is when you're given a topic that is quite what to say. It can be a topic that's quite wide, as well as something that can be narrowed down into something very small as well. So how you can tackle this is like you can zoom in or zoom out of a particular issue. Say you're talking about poverty. One way to do it is you can look at it from a local level. From say you have a slum nearby your house, you can talk about what happens over there, and then you can talk about a national level, and then about an international level, how this can be tackled, and how what are the remedies that you have for this. So like that, you zoom in or you zoom out of an issue. Either you narrow down your perspective into a micro sense, or you like widen your perspective into a macro sense. So topics like that are also quite interesting. So this is the next method. So any of you guys want to volunteer? Anyone, guys?
Yeah, I'd like to volunteer.
Okay, that's great. So the topic that I have for you is in helping others to succeed, we ensure our own success.
Can I take my 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
I'll go ahead.
Sure.
I think it's very true, the statement that in helping others, we also help ourselves. We can say like when this is applied, we want to study, So it's a difficult task by in itself, we all know. And group study is one of the best ways that we can study. It's not only helping us, but also our friends. So I think group study is one of the best ways to study, and that's a great example for how we can help ourselves while helping others as well. So we can say divide our topics, and each one of us can prepare individual topics and we can share it with our friends, and we gain knowledge as well as we help our friends. And the other way that we can look at it is also not just in terms of these micro perspectives, but in a macro scale that nations can help each other develop. And this is something that I think we especially need in today's world. I think it's become more about Cold War and competitions and who's going to be economically first. But it's not all about that. If nations can help each other, then I think that will help them grow. While simultaneously also helping the smaller nations grow. Like there's a great divide between the third world countries and today's superpowers. So they should come forward to help people. It's not just that, it will also benefit the bigger nations as well. So I think that summarizes for me the statement that we help others by helping ourselves.
That was beautifully said. In fact, it's something that I didn't think of. When I gave the topic, I had a rough idea of what people would talk about, and you gave a completely different perspective to it. So that was beautiful. And
Thanks.
she clearly illustrated the method, how we can zoom in or zoom out of an issue and give different perspectives and cover our topic. So yeah, so the next method is we have the triangle method. So this is a method where we can give multiple perspectives to a particular issue, and preferably 3 or even 4 if it's possible. We give multiple perspectives and then we come to a conclusion from by discussing all of them. For example, I would say the same brain drain question that we had right now. Probably we could talk about that issue from the perspective of a child who is say in class 3 or 4, who has just learned the national anthem and who's very patriotic, and a young child. Like all of us when we were young, we would say, I would only work for my nation, I would only serve my country. So that child from his or her perspective, and then you can look from the perspective of a grown-up engineer who's looking for future perspectives to grow and learn and work and enjoy their life. So from that perspective, and you can talk from the perspective of say a old man who is lived his life, who's 60, 70 years old, who's seen life, and who has all that wisdom to think about what really matters in life and what do you want to do with life. And you have 3 different perspectives. All these people think differently, and they're going to contribute to the same issue from different viewpoints. So this is called the triangle method, where you give different perspectives, you talk about it, and then you come to a conclusion by discussing all 3 of them or 4 of the perspectives that you've given. Yeah. So any of you guys up for the example illustration? Come on, guys. You can just even take it up as a normal table topic thing. Even if you're not able to give 3 perspectives, it's fine. Just come and talk. We would love to hear you.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's amazing. So would you rather go on a long trip with no luxury, or would you like to go on a short trip, but a very luxurious one?
Cool. Okay. Give me a few seconds. Yeah. Yeah, I think 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go. Fine.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So good evening, guys. So past 2 years, we've had the coronavirus pandemic, and we've all stayed at homes. So how many guys are eager to go on trips? All of you, right? Yeah, everyone's very eager to go on trips. So if you had two choices, right? One, go on long trips, wherever you want to, but you would have to travel, in lesser preferable forms of travel, say on buses, call people for just, go with other people and stuff like that. And you had another option, is that you would go for a short trip, but you would say it was really luxurious. So let's take my example as such. I'll think from my perspective. Say I would definitely prefer the long trip, because I feel like the thrill of not being in a situation where the thrill of being in an unpredictable situation and being in an something which you're not used to, it's in itself is really what do you say, and an interesting thing to try out. And I feel like everyone should try that out. So I feel like going on long trips and with little to no money would be actually amazing. So that's just me. But people would say, some of the people would want to go on trips, but have a luxurious time, spend your time at a very luxurious hotel, and yeah, I feel like that is also justified. And there are some in between, those who want both, right? So that's always there. That we want the balance between two things, right? We want something which can sustain for a long period of time, say a long trip, and something which is comfortable in our comfort zone. But I would say that is not preferable, because only when you come out of your comfort zone, you explore new things and improve as a person. So that's about it. Yeah, this is difficult. Oh my god.
No,
Yeah.
you did a wonderful job, Rigved.
Fine, yeah.
That was very nice. So yeah, we got to listen to multiple perspectives, having no luxury and having luxury, and the middle path with just staying within your comfort zone and taking that. So that was great. So that was the triangle method, where you have multiple perspectives and you talk about it. So, and lastly, this is going to be the last strategy that I have for you guys. Later on, if you guys have devised some new strategies, you can let us know of that. So we would love to know about it. So the last one, and probably the most easiest and the most used one, is going to be the storytelling method. So it's quite self-explanatory. You get the topic and you're immediately reminded of some childhood incident of yours, or something very nice, or something very funny, or something very nostalgic. You just go ahead with it. It'll always work, because stories can never go wrong. So be it your story or his story or whatever story it is, it'll definitely work. So the storytelling method. So that is the last technique that we had for you guys. So any of you guys up for the illustration?
I think I was mustering up my courage till the last, so yeah, I would like to go.
That's great. Okay. Look at the mirror, and that is your competition.
All right, let me think. Okay, yeah, so should I begin?
Sure.
I clearly remember the day when, I was getting ready, packing my stuff to go for the dreadful math exam, which it was, for your information, it was the first board exam of class 10th. And 10th standard board exam, it's like such overrated. And right now that I think about it, it was like nothing. But at that moment, it was like everything for me. My whole life, everything I did was, just depended on that. So then it was, I think, 7th March 2019, if I'm not wrong.
So the day before it, I was nervous, very nervous. Maths being my favorite subject, plus it being the first board exam. I was really nervous. Fine, so I somehow managed to sleep. Nervousness makes us do wonderful things. I somehow managed to sleep, woke up early the next day. The cliched ghee shakkar my mom gave me, and I went off to the center. All fine and well. I was, we were given our papers and everything. I was writing my exam. It was going well. And then, yeah, I think there was 30 minutes left. And then I discovered that I had to do, 5 questions were left. And I had no clue how I was going to do it. So I somehow rushed through it, tried to do stuff. And but in the end of 5 minutes, I was like, okay, fine, now I'm done. And now I have to, tie up my papers, tie up my supplements, count, and most importantly, recheck my paper. So in the process of that, I came to know that I've missed one graph. So then I tried my level best to draw the lines, put the scale, do everything that that I don't get my marks cut. And then finally the invigilator came. I submitted my paper to her. Then 2 questions, 2 dreadful questions staring at my face, and I was like, in the whole duration of those 3 hours, I could not recollect reading those questions in the paper. And then I realized that I had missed out 2 questions, each worth 3 marks, which I had left in my board exam. That was my very first board exam, and right now I'm talking about it, I'm still getting the chills. I did not know what to do. I was panic stricken. I did not want to talk to anybody. As the bell rung, I immediately walked out of my room, walked out of the exam hall. So I was the very first person to walk out of the exam hall with tears in my eyes. So all the parents were like, oh, what happened? Was the paper so bad that, it made her cry? I went straight to my dad. And then I told him that, okay, this has happened. I missed out 2 questions, each was 3 marks. So basically I've missed out, 6 marks in my board exam, 10th standard board exam math paper. So damage is already done. Now I came back home. I told my mom everything. I even talked to my math teacher, everything. But nothing could get me out of my misery, because it was a very devastating moment for me. Then I sat down, calmed myself, thought about everything I'd done till the date, practiced hundreds of mock papers, solved R.D. Sharma like uncountable times. And then I thought, I'm actually better than this. I'm actually better than, crying about it and thinking about what went wrong, and not thinking about how can I, better myself for the upcoming exams. So there lies my story about looking in the mirror and having introspection about myself. Thank you.
That's amazing, and I must say you're a very good storyteller, because how beautifully you narrated your nervousness, and at that moment of tension, you have all sort of thoughts going on in your head, and you narrated all of that very beautifully, and your teacher's reaction, and in the end you introspected and you understood what should be done and how not to repeat this later on. So that was beautiful, and it was a very beautiful illustration. You are a very good storyteller. That's great.
Thank you so much. I'm actually shivering right now, because I was, as I said, I was mastering my courage till the end, and I was like, since it's online and I'm in front of a bunch of people I don't know, so I don't want people judging me. So yeah, that's it.
Definitely, nobody's gonna judge you. All of us are the same. We are in the same position. So all of us are just learning. We are picking up new things, and we're just working on ourselves. That's great. So I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Nida. Now, officially, we are done with all the theory stuff for today. So yeah, Nida has some fun planned for us. So let's see what it is.
Okay, so as Harshidaa mentioned, our theory session is over, and we are going to begin with a more practical session with a little bit more fun TT topics and not the conventional ones. So before I start, I would need 2 volunteers for this particular thing. Any 2. If you have, I mean, yeah, you can go ahead.
This is going to be the
I'd
most
like to-
exciting part, guys. Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to go
yeah,
because I'm right now pretty pumped up.
So we have another volunteer as well. I saw a raise of hand.
I want to go for it.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So what we are going to do is, it's called shipwreck. So before I explain the rules, I want both of you to introduce yourselves. Yourselves. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I am Tanaya Monty, and at the very first glance of my name, you'll be like Tanya, but it's not Tanya. Let me correct you there. It's Tanaya Monty. My name means daughter. I was born in Odisha, but I've lived across various Indian states. Currently, I live in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and I've been living here since the last 8 years. And my hobbies include, well, I don't really have a lot of hobbies, but I was pushed into learning keyboard, dance, and blah, blah, blah. But one thing which stuck with me was playing keyboard. So I've learned keyboard for like the past 7 years. And I think I'm good at it, but like, again, it came to a halt because of exams and stuff. So yeah, that's about me.
Hello, I'm Junjul and I'm from Haryana, district Hisar. I'm from Trichy department. My hobbies are dancing. I like trying out new crafts. I like, in my leisure time, I also like reading newspaper. So this is about me.
Okay. Do you want to add a little bit more? Because yeah, I'm just asking if you have anything.
Yeah, I was just waiting to get a table topic, and so I didn't get it. So I just thought to try for this one.
Good. So now I'll tell you what you have to do. Shipwreck basically is a situation where there are 2 people and they both need life jackets, and they have to convince me that I have to give one of you the life jackets. So here the twist is that Tanaya, you will be doing Chanchal. You will be trying to convince me as Chanchal, and Chanchal, you will be trying to convince me as Tanaya. You can have 30 seconds, and then one of you can go first. There are bonus points for going first also. So keep that in mind, and yeah, the 30 seconds stuff.
Can you please tell, like, in what sense we have to convince, like related to what?
You can say anything that, like, maybe what you may do in the future, or anything that can basically convince me to give you the life jacket instead of the other person.
Okay, sure.
Can I go?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So hi everyone, I am Sanchal Soni. As I mentioned in my introduction, I am from Haryana, and the women of Haryana are pretty famous for sports. And so if you give me a life jacket, I assure you, in the very near future, you will see my name in the newspapers as winning a very prestigious medal, prestigious award for our country. So I hence believe that I should be worthy of the jacket.
Okay. Sansa, can you go next?
Hello, I'm Tanaya. And just like, I'm such a girl who like exploring new things. But even if I don't know anything about it, I like trying out. I like trying out it, whatever maybe the result may be. But it will definitely. I'll get to learn something from it. So I'm a keen learner. I'm a curious learner. So just like any situation which will come in my way, I'll definitely give out my best to it. I'll try to give my best and just like grasp that situation.
Yes. Does either of you have any other points to add? Yeah, okay. So thank you, Naya and Chansal. That was really a good job with the limited amount of information that you have about each other. You're still able to, put up good good points forward. So both of you, a job well done. I'm not going to say who gets a life jacket because it was a very limited. You don't know each other a lot, so yeah. Next, I would like to have another person up for just a person, one person. Come on, guys, it's a workshop. So if you practice as much as you practice it out, that much you'll be able to improve yourself.
Cool. I'll volunteer.
Cool. So Vibha, what you have to do is you have to sell a painting to a blind man.
And like I can make up stuff about the painting, like whatever other characteristics
You can make
it
up
has.
stuff, yeah.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay. Firstly, let me tell you something about this painting that transcends just what you look at. This painting captures an emotion, it captures a moment in time, it captures the personality of the artist at a certain point in his life. It's not just a painting that you look at. There's a story behind it, and you don't need to have vision in order to experience that. And being in possession of this painting means that you would be in possession of something very valuable, which is a moment in time. And this artist who started with nothing, who literally had to spend his like daily wage earnings on like the few paints he could afford, and he painted this to like express himself. You buying this contributes to his story, and it'll make his story known, and you'll be in possession of something honestly priceless. Like the fact that it has a price tag on it itself is questionable, but you'll have possession of something that transcends time and space. Apart from that, when it comes to just the other elements of it, the paint and stuff, you can feel the texture of the paint and you can smell the paint. It's centuries old. You can feel the cracks on the art, which shows just how old this is and like how many generations have seen this and how it's been passed down from hand to hand from people who have like so many stories that you'll have the chance of knowing, because by buying this art, you don't just buy this painting, you also buy yourself a lifetime subscription to our museum where you get to experience and find out everything and anything about this piece and other pieces that we have on sale as well. So that's why you should buy this piece.
Wow, I mean, I actually had this question in one of my inductions and I was actually stuck. And you gave a reply so fast and it was very beautiful description as well. I mean, a lifetime subscription to a museum, that's actually very difficult to come up with, but cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So next I want 2 volunteers. Anybody who has not done yet or anybody who's willing to go again can come up.
Maybe I'll go ahead.
Yeah, Soumya, right? Yeah. So one more person. It's a 2-person job. So I would like one more person to come up.
Also, like I just have to say the reason that I got the painting idea is because I've been watching White Collar. Like I've just been binging it to an unhealthy amount. So that's the only reason I could come up with it.
Which, what did you say? Whitehall?
White Collar. It's a show about like art theft and stuff. So
nice.
I was in luck.
So I'd like to volunteer.
Who was it?
This is Nida.
Yeah, okay, cool. So the topic given to is you have to enact a scene where one of you is a mother and one of you is a daughter. And the daughter just got her test score in which she failed. Do you want to choose who you want to enact or do you want me to assign?
Yeah, anything is fine for me.
Okay, so I'll assign. So Soumya, you'll be the daughter and Ilashni, you be the mother? That sounds cool?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So you have 30 seconds or one of you can just begin so that the conversation is included.
Hey Soumya, why do you look so sad today?
Nothing
It was just a bad day. I got scolded by a teacher. Nothing else.
Why did you get scolded today?
Actually, I had this maths period, and they kind of told the scores of the test we had last week.
Okay.
And I couldn't score well. Actually, a lot of people couldn't score well. So, yeah.
I think that's fine, but that's not reason you should be sad about. What was your score though?
I said a lot of people didn't score well, so I think actually the question paper was too tough. So
Did you
I don't
prepare
think
for
the
it
score.
though? Because I didn't
did,
see you
but
studying yesterday.
I said the paper was quite tough, and a lot of people couldn't perform, which is why I kind of failed the test.
I think now we're making up excuses for not studying.
Actually, not. I said a lot of people, even my best friend who studied for like 10 hours a day, didn't pass the test. So I think that's justified.
Oh, you didn't even pass the test? I thought it was just a low score.
I'm pretty sure I'll work more hard and score well the next time, but can you just let me go this time, please?
Yeah, but only if you promise that you'll do better the next time.
Oh, I assure
And that
you
you'll
I'll
study maths hard every day from today.
Yeah, definitely. But just this time, I'm really sorry. I had this competition coming up, the dance competition. I think I couldn't pay attention to my studies, but definitely I'll work on it.
That's okay. That's okay, dear. Just study from now on and do better the next time.
Yeah, thank you. You're the best.
Yeah, good job. I mean, usually when this topic is given, it usually, becomes a fight. But then I like how Nilashni became, very understanding person who was, ready to forgive her daughter's mistakes. So yeah, good job. And next I need one more volunteer. Okay, before we continue, if you guys, the session was supposed to end by 7:30, and if you guys have any other work, you can tell us. And if you want us to continue, we'll continue. So, okay. Those of you who want the session to continue can raise their hands, and then we'll continue, or we'll officially end the session and then we'll just chat. Okay, I can see 10 hands.
Excuse me, Nida, just 1 second. I'll just add something. So this is Vignesh. Hey guys, if you guys are leaving, just before that, just post. I'll just post a form in the WhatsApp group, and you just give your feedback in that. Okay? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I guess 11 people raised their hands. What do you think, Harshidaa? Do you continue?
Yeah, guys, it's up to you. We would love to continue the interaction. So if you guys do have some work, you people can leave. It's okay. It's totally fine. But don't forget to fill the feedback form that will be posted in the WhatsApp group. And those of you who want to try out new topics and who want to keep talking, they can definitely stay back. We'll give you the topics and you guys can enjoy. So yeah, it's up to you guys. You people decide, because we thought we could wind up the session, but we are lucky we got a bunch of enthusiastic candidates and we could actually really have a lot of fun. So yeah, we are past our time. So you can tell us what to do.
But seniors, I mean, you must have work too, right? We understand if you guys have work, and if you want, to end the session, it's fine. You guys could tell us.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like now I feel guilty for raising my hand.
No, that's totally fine. Nida, what do you say? Till when do you think we can have this?
I guess we'll continue till 7 and then we'll wind up.
You mean 8?
8.
Sorry, yeah, 8.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like a good
fine.
idea.
Maybe 2 more topics. Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Also, we have workshops tomorrow and day after tomorrow dealing with the content, delivery of speeches, their evaluations, and the fourth session was
GD and
PI and
PIs.
GDs.
GD and PI.
So different Toastmasters will be handling those sessions, and they are all of them are very experienced Toastmasters as well. So we'll be learning a lot of stuff from these workshops. So I urge everybody to join those workshops tomorrow also and keep up the enthusiasm. And I guess we'll continue. Harshida, do you want to continue? I mean, do you want to take?
You can go ahead, Nida. Guys, you can quickly raise your hands, and we'll go ahead with 2 or 3 more table topics.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
Nita, how about Weaver Tale? Maybe that'd be fun.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, okay.
So Vaishnav broke the surprise. So next one is going to be a we will tale question. So come on, guys. Any of you up for it?
So Weaver Tale is basically 3 or 4 people coming together, and we'll be giving one starting sentence and one setting to close the whole story. So you guys have to like build a story over it. So that's how Weaver Tale works.
Yeah, so I need 3 or 4 people to volunteer.
I saw Chanchal's hand.
Chanchal?
That's one. So
come on, guys, volunteer.
I'll go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
2 more people.
I'll also go for this.
I'd like to volunteer.
Okay, Sanjana, and who was the other one?
Rituraj, it's me.
Rituraj. That's great. Yeah.
So, which order do you want to go in? We'll go in the order in which you raised your hand. So first will be Chanchal. Second will be who raised their hand second?
Prakriti Shwaran.
Prakriti Shwaran.
Prakriti Shwaran, and then Sanjana, and then finally Rituraj. Cool.
Yeah.
So what happens is Sanjana. Chanchal starts the story with a given prompt, and then the others have to continue with her. Continue or.
Yeah, it goes in a cyclic manner.
Yeah.
You just remember the cycle. We have Chanchal, Pragdishwaran, Sanjana, and then Rituraj. Just remember the cycle. And you guys would be given hints and keep building the story over and over. Yeah?
Yeah. So Chanchal, the storyline starting is, the policeman then stepped forward and announced the guests with a big smile on his face.
Can you please repeat the line?
The policeman then stepped forward and announced the guests with a big smile on his face.
Okay, just give me 30 seconds to think on it.
And the other people, they can like completely use a completely different storyline as well with the same ending that she gave. So yeah.
Nita, can I give the ending? If it's okay.
I'm supposed to give the ending also. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, so the person who's completing it towards the end. So your ending line would be, and that's how I got into Toastmasters.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, let me start. The policeman stepped forward and announced the guest with a big smile. It was some program was going on, and it was inauguration. It was 2 October, and it was Gandhi Jayanti. The guests were invited, and the guests were some minister of our country. So it was a very big program. All the preparation were going on. All people were very excited, and all the preparation were done in a very well manner. And the policeman announced the guest, and so the program begins. The events begin. It was the speech by the guest of honor, the minister. He started giving the speech, and it was so he delivered it in so powerfully that the the audience clapped for him, appreciated him so much, and so this was the plot.
Yeah, and I'll continue. So the audience erupted in applause and everything was going fine until the thought came to my mind that I was supposed to give the ending note. So speaking obviously is not one of my strengths, and I was really scared because the audience was consisted of almost 2,000 people, and speaking in front of them and giving ending note after such a powerful speech after the politician seemed like such a daunting task. I was sweating and I was really nervous. My hands were shaking, and yeah. So and then he finished with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, but I don't even remember the quote because I was so nervous. So and then so I the orator, the next say the speaker, he asked, he called my name out, and he asked me to give the ending note. So I walk up the stage. It's all very slow. It's all in slow motion because I'm really nervous. I don't know what is happening outside. Everyone's clapping. I don't know what is happening. But yeah, so I go to the stage and then I start speaking, and then I start out with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi: "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And then I thank the minister for giving such a wonderful speech, even though I didn't listen to a sentence he said. But yeah, I guess it went fine. And then I finish, and then I thank all the honorees. And then as I step down, I remember something. And then yeah, continue.
Sanjana.
Yeah, I would like to think for some time. I'm so sorry, but I couldn't connect. I'm not getting exactly what to say right now.
That's okay. That's okay. You can just twist that
No, you
storyline to
just finished
anything.
the speech and you're very nervous and you're embarrassed, and yeah, continue.
Fine. So at that time, I just I just think that I shouldn't be that nervous. Like I should have been patient. At that moment, like I'm just introspecting myself. I just thought that I should not become that panic that I'm out of my wits. I should not run out of my words. Like I should have paid some attention to what the minister was saying, so that I could pick some one or two sentences, and I should have motivated the audience who were before me. That should be my thought. But then as I became so panic and nervous, I just I just went out of my control. So the main takeaway which I'm getting from this vote of thanks is I should be patient before I speak. I should have come prepared for it with some of my content, and then whatever I get from what minister is speaking, I should have included at that moment. So this is what I'm thinking right now. Yeah.
And Ruturaj.
Yes. Now the story should end with this is how I joined the
Toastmasters.
Toastmaster. Okay. I need a while. And soon after all this nervousness and everything, I was thinking like, what should I do to, to be a good public speaker? While with the nervousness, while talking to my friends, so one of my friends suggested that he is a member of Toastmasters. Then I went home and researched on it, what actually Toastmaster is. And upon researching, I found it to be a great thing to develop communication skills. And then that is how I joined Toastmasters. If this goes well.
That was great, guys. All for you, all four of you, because we gave 2 lines that had no connection at all. And somehow you guys created the connection out of it. So that was very nice. If you don't mind me stepping into Nida's session, I have one very quirky question for you guys. And whoever is up for it can raise your hand, and we'll go for it. And it's not a conventional table topic. It's going to be another fun game. So I need one volunteer for it. Anybody? Anyone, guys? Any of you?
Last table topic. So come on, guys.
Oh yeah, we are already almost at 8. So yeah. It's one last.
I'll just go again then. Yeah, since no one's here.
That's great. That's the spirit. Yeah. So this one is gonna be a block or tackle. Okay.
Okay.
So this is like it's like a debate, but you're gonna give both the pros and the cons of it. So I'll give you a topic, and I will tell you what to do. If I say tackle, you have to go against the topic. If I say block, you have to go for the topic.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So in the middle of you speaking, I would come and say tackle, block,
Cool.
tackle,
Yeah,
and things like that.
understood.
You have to
Yeah.
keep switching. It's
Okay,
just fun for us to watch you. So
wow.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So the topic is all drugs should be legalized. You can take 30 seconds and think for the pros and cons, and then we can start.
So yeah.
That's
Hello.
great.
So good evening, guys. So my first question is, how many of you guys have watched Breaking Bad? So this is a story of a chemistry teacher. Tackle. So this is a story of a chemistry teacher who decides to make drugs. He's a teacher who should be responsible and lead the students to the future, with a straight who should be a role model to the students. But
block.
But what the plot of the story tells us is that he wants to become really rich, right? So he starts making drugs. He has a lot of fun, and I feel like all the youngsters watching it would be more interested in drugs. And I feel like, see, drugs always, drugs, one is the addictive drugs and you have the non-addictive drugs. So let's talk about the non-addictive drugs. In normal medicines are also drugs, right? So cancer, even different types of cancer is treatable. Medicine has come a long way from what it was a long back, and through drugs we can cure cancer. And recently I heard something regarding drugs are the main reason for the fall of economy and our nation. I'll tell you why. Because see, young students, young children. I'll give you a particular example, right? So in Chennai, one of my friends, this actually happened in one of my friends' school. So what happened was that his friend had actually been involved in smuggling drugs. I was surprised to know this. Student in 11th or 12th involved in smuggling drugs, and that too through Johnson's baby powder bottle. I mean, it was really surprising to know that, and I was like, so I was like, dude, how does he do all this? I mean, this sounds really interesting, actually, and uh, I feel like at a young age, when you do things like that, you gain a lot of experience about how the world works, how to make money, and a lot of business skills. You definitely get people skills, and so I was like, dude, so did you go and complain about it? Did you could you even complain? And then he was like, dude, no, it's not a small thing over here. It's a big thing. It's a big cartel. You a normal guys like us can't get involved in it. It's very dangerous thing, and it's money just rolls around. So that's why I feel like it's very dangerous. But I was like, see, yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. So tackle is against the topic for
no drugs. No
drugs. So I was like, see, you're like, see, you might find this very interesting and all. You might think that he's doing something, making something out of his life, and earning money at a young age. But what he's doing indirectly is contributing to the downfall of the nation. See, he might not use drugs, but have you seen families? I've known friends that have gotten addicted to drugs, and their whole life is gone downhill, and the families suffer, not just them, but their families suffer, their children suffer, and and it's a horrible sight. I've been there and I've seen that. I feel like so I feel like we should do something against this. So buddy, do you think we should do something against this? And he replies to me that not really, and I go on my own way, and yeah, so that's about it.
That was amazing. I'm sure all of us enjoyed it, and it is very difficult to do this, and it's very amazing. And you didn't get confused almost till the end. Only in the end you slightly got confused with block and tackle, but it's actually very difficult to do this for so long. You did an amazing job. So that was.
I also loved how you use the story instead of just stating the pros and cons. That is what we usually do. I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, guys. So
yeah, so we'll wind up the session. Yeah.
We don't want to do this, but yeah.
No, it's fine. It's totally yeah. I understand.
So Nida, you have something
doubts before we go? Anything about the workshop or the inductions or the club in itself?
I have a bugging question. I needed to add this for long. Like when I said my table topic, Toastmaster Harshidaa said,
I think network issues.
Yeah, I think we lost it.
So before she gets back, anybody else has any doubts?
You have some questions?
When will the things begin?
Sorry, when will the?
Like inductions of the club will begin.
Soon, very soon we will release our posters, and you guys will have to fill a form. And once we get in all the enrollments, we'll start with the PIs. Okay, so very soon, just stay updated on Instagram. We will post everything over there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If you guys want an approximate timeline, then March first week or maybe February last week. So you guys will be filling the forms mid-February or towards the end of February, and we'll mostly start the inductions in March or just 2 days before March. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
so we heard from Nida that Harshidaa got won a contest in the district level, a humorous speech contest. Am I right?
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to come up with humorous speeches. So how do you do that? And what goes through your mind? What was it about? So that would be fun. Yeah.
before she
Okay.
answers,
Yeah.
right?
I
Before she
want him to
answers.
answer that question.
So,
Okay.
good evening. My name is Abhishek.
And
Harshida.
he's my mentor in the club.
Okay,
He's
perfect.
my senior and my mentor. So he is the only reason why I gave a humorous speech. So I'm sure he can justify that for you.
Yes. So I generally treat my mentees with a bit of tough love, right? As in, I'll be the kindest, most helpful person, but I expect you to get better, especially when I know that you have the potential to do it, right? And our beloved Harshida over here didn't think that she's very humorous, or she found that, or she believed that she, like, didn't have a single funny bone in her, or whatever, right? And I just didn't believe her, right? And I told her, listen, I don't care what you think. You're taking part in the contest, and I'm going to see you win. And yeah, so she took part in the contest. She came first in club level, area level, and then went on to the division level as well. And I don't know. So beyond this, I think I'll let her talk about her experience. Either way, I just want to say I'm proud of her. And if you guys don't think that you can do something, give it a try. More often than not, you'll be able to do it. That's my 2 cents of advice. Yeah.
Yeah, so as Abhishek rightly pointed out, I've always been an orator, but I've never given a humorous speech. So all throughout my school life, I've only been a motivation speaker or a debater. I've taken part in MUNs and things like that, but I've never tried my hands on humorous speech. So he pushed me into giving a humorous speech the year before this, and I was just stuck to nothing but one of the most stupid topics on this planet. What I chose was I used to wear glasses. So I chose about a topic on my struggles on wearing glasses throughout my life, and how ultimately I'm stuck with that pair of glasses as my boyfriend forever. So yeah, so that was the most stupidest concept that came to my head when I was thinking on what to talk about for humorous speech. Somehow this objectification and turning an object and giving it emotions and doing something with that sounded funny to me, so I just took up that topic. And yeah, Abhishek is a humorous speaker, so I took a lot of advice from him, and a lot of other mentors in the club also helped me a lot with it. So it's a process, preparing for contests takes months, if not weeks. You write a speech, and then you go to your mentors, you get it changed, you deliver it at one level of your contest, and you feel like you can do these changes to it, and then you again change the script, and you keep adding punchlines, you keep deleting unnecessary ones, you see what works and what doesn't work. And also when you go for contests, every level has a different kind of audience. So when you're at the club level, like all of us are young, all of us are college going people, and all these things, all these considering spectacles as your boyfriend and all that might work as a joke for us, but it might not work as a joke when you go to a division level where all your co-contestants and all the judges are 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old experienced speakers. They might just think, what bullshit is this girl talking about? This is so kiddish and this is so stupid. They might think of something like that. So a lot of things do come into play when you're preparing for contests. You need to keep your audience in mind. You need to think what works for you. So for me, it was a journey. I was just discovering my sense of humor, which I thought never existed. I had to find it at some point. I used to go through memes. I used to read jokes, something that I never paid attention throughout my life. Just to write speech, I would read memes, and then I would get some good punchlines out of it, and try and craft it. It was a process, and in the end, it was very rewarding because I didn't win the division level, but when I went there, I could listen to such beautiful speeches, and I felt like, wow, I'm capable enough to compete with these people who are here, who are masters in this art, and who are delivering such wonderful speeches. I felt glad that I was a part of that event. So it's not always about winning and going up and up. It's about that gratification that you get, that sense of you've done something that you thought you could never do. I've done that, so it felt happy. So that is why again I took part in the contest, the recent year as well. So that also went well. Again, I did not qualify after the division level, but it was a good journey. So you will learn a lot of such new things. So it's just a matter of you being open to opportunities, and you should have mentors like Abhishek who will push you into doing things that you don't want to do. At that moment, I felt like killing him. Why are you making me do this? But then ultimately, yes, it was a good decision. So, yeah.
You can listen to her speech from this year, the area level speech, on YouTube channel for Toastmasters and NITT.
Yeah, we have a bunch of amazing speeches posted in that channel. So there are only a few videos. I would suggest you watch all of those videos in our YouTube channel. So just have a look. It's going to be nice. So anything else, guys? I think we have yeah, Nilashni back.
Sorry, my laptop just the charge died. So
yeah, no issues. Yeah. Go ahead.
My question was, you said you had a different perspective. When I said by helping others, you help yourself. So it was bugging me to know what was that. And I'm sure that would be better. So I wanted to just know that.
Okay. Okay, I'll just take a look at the topic. I just forgot the topic.
That's fine otherwise.
Okay. I was just thinking about, when we talk about helping others, we usually stick about how it is when we're learning something new, right? We always, it's easier for us to grasp a new concept when we teach to someone else. So tutoring actually, helps us register new concepts in our mind. And when I thought of this thing, helping others helps us succeed as well. So this was the first thing that came to my mind, because a lot of us say this example, when you teach somebody, it's easier for us to remember. I thought something similar or something on that lines is what you would speak about. And yours was a very different idea. So that's why I was excited about it.
Oh, okay. That was a nice perspective as well. Nice to know that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any doubts?
Okay, so I have one final task for you guys. I know I mentioned it to both the trainers, but yeah. So talking about tough love, right? I want both the trainers to sort of face that right now, right? So throughout this evening, they've been giving you topics and like making you guys come on stage and talk for a minute or two. How about we reverse the roles, where you guys, if you can come up with topics, you can give it to the trainers and maybe they can show you, or they can give a table topic for you guys. What do you think?
They can show us how it's done.
Sure. So if you guys think of any topics that you want them to give it a go, fire away.
You were very nice, too. Do not give.
You guys better pray you don't have Abhishek as a mentor.
Or if you're not able to think of something, I can give a topic to them. That also works. But I think they
Go
would
ahead now.
I think they would prefer you guys give the topic to them. But yeah, sure. If you guys can't think of
I guess
something.
it's searching for it. Yeah.
Okay. Take your time. It's fine. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to do that.
Come on, guys. We are farm people. Now give us some easy topic. We'll finish it up.
Fine for Nida. I'll give you cats versus dogs. Yeah. Easy enough. Yeah. Good.
30 seconds.
And what if there's no gravity for Harshidaa problem?
Okay.
I think Harshidaa can go first and then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. More time and stuff, right?
What about Toastmaster Abhishek? Do you want to give a shot too?
That's like, I like that idea.
The tables
I
are
mean,
reversed. Okay.
he's the god of the gods, right? So
I'm not. I am nowhere near a god with respect to
Yeah.
topics.
okay,
But if
let's
you
see.
guys,
I have
if
a
you guys want to give a topic, fine, sure, I guess.
so my question is it possible to lie? Is it possible to lie
Okay.
without saying a word?
Okay. Is it possible to lie without saying a word? Can I get 30
Yeah.
seconds?
Of course you can.
All right.
Okay, so I think I'll go ahead. So, a world without gravity is something that I'm really excited for because you see, all those day-to-day activities that we do could actually become very fun if there is no gravity. Think about drinking water. The minute you open your water bottle, it's going to be all around as though there is frozen raindrops all around you. And you could go around swimming in the air, licking drop by drop. And it would be such an amazing activity to do. Even something um, as normal as drinking water can be so fun and so exciting if there is no gravity. And think about having your food. Okay, say you're having idli dosa with chutney. Your dosa would be here, and you'll have to swim for 1 kilometer and then get your chutney and then put the piece in your mouth, and then you have to come back another 1 kilometer to get your dosa piece. So see, all these things can actually be really fun because what's the worst part of today's life? We live a very mechanical life, and taking a bath, drinking water, eating food, we don't enjoy our day-to-day activities. So we are just caught up in all that stress. Okay, I have some free time, I'm just wasting my free time, I should work on my skill, I should improve this, I should improve that. But when there is no gravity, you won't have time to do anything else. Just eating, drinking, taking bath is going to take your entire day, and you can actually enjoy all those activities when there is no gravity, and you would love to do it. And we with all these modern scientific techniques and all, you have a solution for everything. Living without gravity is possible. If astronauts can do it on space, we can do it here as well, and let's make our boring life a little interesting with that. Yeah. So I know I messed up, but it's okay.
If you call that messing up, I don't know what to say.
I know. I actually thought you would. See, we gave Abhishek a new topic. So I thought you would forget about it and stuff, and you came up and that itself.
Even
was
if I try
commendable,
to
right?
forget about it, Abhishek is not going to leave me. So let me just
Okay.
finish off the task.
I guess going to the washroom won't be that fun if there was no gravity.
Wait, so can I get your topic again, Dev? I just the phrasing of the words.
Yeah, a question was is it possible to lie without saying a word?
Is it possible to lie without saying a word? Okay, can I
Yeah.
start?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Is it possible to lie without saying a word? And my answer to you is yes. And it's called lying by omission. So first, let me talk about why we omit certain pieces of information, right? It might be due to fear, it might be due to guilt, it might be due to shame, or whatever the reason, right? For some reason, you just don't want to tell that person the truth. But you're not lying, you're just not telling them any information. But imagine the consequences when they come up, when they find that information further down the line, right? So right now, all you're thinking of is you're concerned about how you will come off socially, right? That when you're sharing the truth, how he or she will react to you. But what happens when he or she finds whatever you omitted later down the line? Even if the damage that you're going to cause isn't immediate, the information that you omitted will come out eventually, right? And you have to remember here that the fallout from this can cause more problems than what would have happened had you told them the truth in the first place. My advice to you is be accountable. Accountability is very important for any person. just tell them the truth, right? Give them the information. Sure, you might get blasted like how I blast Harshida during her speeches, but yes, you will get something out of it, something positive and something to gain from that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. I hope that was okay.
Oh, that was wonderful, bro. Now we know why you are the boss.
I am, again, I repeat, I'm nowhere near the boss.
Okay, so I'll go next. And after listening to these two, don't have any expectations from me, but yeah, okay. So my topic was cats versus dogs, and so I would like to quote Rigved from Trials of Apollo when I talk about cats. He said, "I do not like cats because they think they are the kings of the world, just like I do." So cats have a hell lot of attitude. They think that they own everything. They can walk around having, they do not care about anything and they expect to be treated on hand and foot. Whereas dogs, they're adorable creatures. They follow you everywhere. They're so full of excitement and joy that even on a sad day, they'll come up to you, they'll jump up and they'll improve your mood as well. Another thing that I do not like about cats are the scratches. I haven't had a dog or a cat yet, so I don't know if both of them scratch. But I've heard more stories about cat scratches than I've heard about dog scratches, and I am actually done with it. And also the reason why I like dogs a lot is because I've watched this YouTube song "Happier" by Marshmello, I guess, yeah. And it shows about how a girl who is bullied has a good company among dogs. So I think that was an absolutely very, very sweet concept, and yeah, that is probably why I would like a dog.
Nice. Yeah, hopefully the three of us haven't embarrassed ourselves, and yeah, I don't know.
No, you definitely haven't. Come on, guys.
And indeed,
did you see us giving our speeches? Like, come on.
Yeah. That explains.
We saw you guys speak, so that's the even more bigger reason why we are quite worried to put forth our skills here. So yeah, you guys were amazing as well. Like a lot of you are already experienced. You have experience in public speaking and giving speeches. So that's very nice. We are looking forward to meeting you guys in inductions. I mean, definitely we want to meet you tomorrow and day after during the workshop and also during inductions and in the club as well.
Also, Toastmaster Abhishek will be handling one of the sessions of the workshop. So yeah, tune in.
Yeah. If you want to see the mysterious face behind this voice, you can see him that day.
Yeah, so I'll be handling the group discussions and PI's session. So yeah, so first of all, is there anything that you're expecting from that session that you think that you want us to cover? Group discussions and PAs. Anything in specific that you feel like we should talk about?
When I came across this workshop, the main thing which I was looking forward was the how to tackle PIs and group discussions.
Okay.
Because they can be daunting. And see, our club GDs and maybe our PIs and maybe the FES PIs and GDs are maybe are notched down, but then probably the company PIs and all those things are very difficult. So probably an insight on how to tackle those things, and yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, sure. Anything else?
Yeah, I actually heard and I experienced few the seniors who talk with so friendly with us before in the informal meets. They just turn so formal that we get nervous in during PIs and group discussions. So I would like to know what should be done to tackle that. Even I'm expecting the same from you. You guys were very informal with us. You just accepted whatever mistakes we did. That was nice. But then if we face you all in the PIs or group discussion, I won't expect the same thing from you. You will turn so formal. Just please throw some light on that, how to tackle. Yeah.
So tackling any GD and PI primarily is about just believing in yourself. As that's how I'll simply just break it down. As simple as that sounds, it's about you displaying your skill set, your talent, whatever it is you've learned through school, through your years of college. It's about displaying all of those qualities in that 20 to 30-minute interview or discussion, right? So my advice to you would be to just focus on you displaying your skills and focus less on.
Don't give too much information. You're spoiling it for us.
No, it's okay. We have a lot of content, so it's okay. So yeah, it's more about you focusing on what you can bring to the interview. Forget about the interviewer. The interviewer, according to you, should just be some blank face. That whoever takes the interview doesn't matter. And remember, okay, I'll tell the next part in my session. But in short, it's just about, see, the entire interview, right? It's about you. That's all the interviewer wants to know, right? About you, what you've done, what you can do for their company or the club or whatever it is, right? So he'll be putting you in situations where you can showcase your talents. So remember that he's not in lead, you're in lead. You get to lead the conversation, the PI, the GD in whatever way you want to, right? If you say that you like reading books, for example, right? His follow-up question would be, okay, what kind of books do you read, right? So right now, what you've done is you're giving something about yourselves and you're trying to lead the conversation in that way. So focus on your strengths. That's what I would say primarily in your PIs. Let's say you're taking a coding PI, right? And okay, fine. I think I'm talking too much, but yeah, the point is just focus on your strengths. I hope that helped. Forget about the interviewer. You're not gonna see him or her after. Okay, you probably will, but yeah, the point is it's just a blank face. Don't worry too much about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I would also like to know what the club expects from us.
Okay. So what I'll talk about this from two perspectives.
Yeah.
Okay. So first perspective is one of the president's perspective, right? So what the president looks at while taking members into the club is what they can bring to the club, pretty much, right? And what he's focusing on here is whether you're able to gel with the people in your club, right? Whether you're able to learn at a steady pace, whatever it is, whether it's slow, whether you're a slow learner or whether you're a fast learner, whether you want to learn, right? Because that's what Toastmasters is about. It's about you improving one aspect or multiple aspects of your personality, right? So whether you have the desire to grow, to become a better leader, to become a better speaker, whether you have that quality, the president will look at it, right? Rest all is just irrelevant. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you're a chill person, you'll be fine. Yeah, just some dedication, some interest, and yeah, that's it. So that's what the president looks for. As a member, like as a fellow member, you have to think whether this person can, like for example, if I'm evaluating you or if you're evaluating me, whether he or she can give good feedback, whether he or she puts forward whatever it is he or she is thinking in a way that I can use or utilize to become better. So there it's more of a team bonding kind of thing. So for example, let's say Harshida, right? If I, as a member, one of my thoughts might be this, right? So let's say the club goes on a trip somewhere, say to Ooty or Kodaikanal, wherever, right? So I'll be thinking, okay, if I go on a trip with this person, will it be fun or not, right? That could be one of your concerns. And yeah, so that's what a club member perceives other members as fellow members. You just want to bond, you want to grow together, and maybe have a little bit of competitive fire in that you'd ignite in that other person. Yeah. Holy cow,
Thank you. That was very helpful.
I'm talking very philosophical. I'm sorry. So yeah.
No, that was really helpful.
And also, guys, don't stress out too much about inductions, because if you guys don't know, you'd have one round of normal inductions right now, and in your in your second year or second semester, I'm not sure.
September.
Second year, you would also have lateral inductions. Yeah, so you always get 2 chances to make it into any club or team. So don't stress out too much about it. At the same time, just put a little effort, just do some background research about the club or team, and just have some basic idea and know your why. Why exactly do you want to be a part of that club?
I'll mention that in my session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry about inductions. I'll tell you what.
Yes.
If you want the story, I can tell you, right? So I didn't get through. I mean, rather, so I did join Toastmasters as a in the timeline that you guys are joining, right? So I wasn't part of Toastmasters. I joined in as a lateral, right?
Yeah.
So that means I joined in a second batch of sorts, right? And in my first PI for laterals, I got rejected, right? The person who was taking my PI, God bless his soul, his name is Vikram, and he's like the best speaker that I've ever seen, right? Ever seen, ever come across, ever heard, ever talked to, right? So during the PI, he just kept nodding, being so positive, like positive reinforcement, positive reception. And I'm thinking, okay, this PI is going good. And then after the entire process, I come to know that this guy actually rejected me in my first PI. First PI where you're just getting to know the person. That means what I was thinking, I was wondering what the hell did I display that that is so abrasive about my personality or what. I don't know. But yeah. Eventually I got in because I gave a table topic in one of the meets and the general public, I guess, liked it or whatever it is and something, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, come to meets, right? See what we do. If you like what we do, apply for it. As simple as that. Don't worry about the result. It's about the grind. It's not about the destination. Holy shit, I'm talking so philosophical. Sorry. Yeah.
So any more questions, guys? Or can we call it a day? So I guess we are done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so